Greetings, everyone. Today is May 14th, 2023. It is 5:15 Eastern Standard Time. And this is the Dr. Julius Nyeri, CBPM, UNIA-ACL, Division 421 Mass Meeting. And before we get started, we're going to start with our pledge to the red, black, and green. And then I'll move on to our guidelines, and then we will do a roll call. Our topic for today is an update on Division 421 happenings. Okay. So if you could, let's try to, we've been working on doing the pledge together. I think like a lot of the issue is like some people don't really know it by heart. And if you're reading it instead of saying it from your mind, I think it's harder to like say it together. Because, you know.
One other thing, Sister Tania, when we do it, we have to commit to it, so it's sometimes we'll be back and forth to where it's like we'll start, but then we're waiting for other people to catch up as we're saying the phrase. So when we say a phrase, I dedicate my life to the redemption of Mother Africa. It should be a straightforward, once we start, we'll finish the line, then start, finish the line. But it's like we were starting and stopping previously.
Or maybe I should rewrite it. Wait, let me see. Because I'm looking at it let me look at what you have. Because the way I learned to say it, Okay. Okay, well, I'll use this as a guide and okay. All right, so we're not gonna do call and response. We're trying to get it down to where we can say it together.
Yes.
It does help if you learn the pledge. So instead of like reading it, but I guess if you don't know it, then we'll just do the line for line. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna start. I commit my body, mind, and spirit.
I commit my body, mind, and spirit
to the protection, defense, and security.
To the protection, defense, and security
of the red, black, and green.
Of the red, black, and green.
I dedicate my life to the redemption of Mother Africa.
I dedicate my life to the redemption of Mother Africa.
And the liberation of us scattered Black children.
And the liberation of us scattered Black children.
I accept for myself and my descendants.
I accept for myself and my descendants.
Things of universal African nationalism.
The teachings of universal
African
nationalism.
That our
children will be instilled
with the purpose and knowledge of themselves as African people.
Oh, I get it.
In order that the cause of our struggle will neither falter nor fail until all Black people are free and united through one God, one aim, one destiny. Right, race first.
Race first.
Thank you. We're gonna get it. I believe in everybody. We're gonna get it. Okay.
Yeah, we gotta do better though. Yeah, we gotta do better. But excellent job, Sister Tania, on leading us.
Thank you. Okay, the meeting is divided into two halves. The first half we focus on the topic, and then afterwards we'll give members a chance to come and ask questions over the topic. The second half is members share. Everyone will have like 3 to 4 minutes to share on the topic of their choice. Be considerate by not going over your time. To ensure we can hear our speakers, keep your phone on mute. Have a pen and paper available to take member contact information or notes. There will be people on this call with different ideas and religions and opinions than your own. It's okay to disagree, but we must not become disrespectful or nasty towards one another. Ladies, do not give out your personal phone number during the conference call. Give out your business number, or if you have one of those Google numbers, you can do that. Do not use the N-word during the call. Be mindful of unnecessary using and overusage of curse words. All right, I'm gonna pass it to President John, and then I'm gonna go quiet.
All right. So the roll call for today, May 14th, we have, we just got a couple other people join. We have myself, Brother John, member 306, serving as president, Division 421. We have our Legal Defense Committee coordinator, member number 165, Counsel General, Attorney Imhotep. We have member 172, Dr. Shams out of Brooklyn, New York. We have member 177, our First Lady Vice President, Sister Tania. We have member number 390, our first male Vice President, Brother Omasius. We also have our Lady President, Mama Mina, and Brother Art, our recording secretary, Brother Art. Well, no, yeah, Brother Art is in CBPM, but he helps us on the UNIA as well. So we have 7 total, plus my wife, Sister Erica, 8 total on the call for tonight. So let's see. As far as the
Sister Ziza is here also.
Okay, Sister Ziza, got 9 to start us out. So thank you everybody for being on the call. Tonight we're going to just kind of give an update for our membership, let our membership know what the focus is for the month of May, as well as a little bit of what we've got coming for June, so that we can ask for support, to make our events successful. First thing I want to do is want to make sure we touch, I'll do Mother's Day first. As some of the sisters already acknowledged, today is Mother's Day, so wanted to acknowledge our mothers and give thanks to our mothers, give praise to our mothers as well as our other sisters. But specifically today is just about our mothers. So we wanted to thank our mothers and make sure everybody, if you have not already, please reach out to your mother if she's still living, and express your thanks and gratitude. So I want to just wanted to acknowledge that for today. Preamble, want to do our preamble for every meeting just as a grounding. So let me jump over to that. Preamble for the Universal Negro Improvement Association. The Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League is a social, friendly, humanitarian, charitable, educational, institutional, constructive, and expansive society, and is founded by persons desiring to the utmost to work for the general uplift of the Negro peoples of the world. And the members pledge themselves to do all in their power to conserve the rights of their noble race and to respect the rights of all mankind, believing always in the brotherhood of man and the fatherhood of God. The motto of the organization is one God, one aim, one destiny. Therefore, let justice be done to all mankind, realizing that if the strong oppresses the weak, confusion and discontent will ever mark the path of man, but with love, faith, and charity towards all, the reign of peace and plenty will be heralded into the world, and the generations of men shall be called blessed. All right. Minutes from our previous meeting. So, excuse me, Brother Art, I continue to confuse you with Brother Andrew. Brother Andrew has been helping us training as our recording secretary. One of the duties of our recording secretary is to have our meeting minutes. And also as a executive body, we should be discussing the previous meeting minutes at the beginning of each meeting so that we can have some form of continuity. In Brother Andrew's absence, I will provide a brief summary of what we discussed last meeting. Last meeting was April 23rd, and that was after HEC. So the main focus was the follow-up for HEC, how members felt about HEC. is some of the things that we can do differently to prepare next year. Next year, HEC will be in Philadelphia. So we have to make sure that's a priority. Brother Macias has been appointed for our committee for HEC next year. Will be helping us just make sure we're prepared. Some of the things that we want to focus on besides travel, obviously travel, lodging. We want to try to raise some funds for the trip, but also we need to have a focus on resolutions, proposals, and amendments. That's one of the things that came out of this previous HEC that we're still dealing with, is just the clarity of the process, and just making sure things are clean and clear, understood, and constitutional. So we want to make some presentations next year, and we want to make sure that's part of our focus throughout this year. So that was pretty much what we focused on last meeting. I can't really think of anything else. And also check out our YouTube page because we record our meetings. So we've been using that also as a unofficial recording secretary. So to keep things continuous. Any questions on previous meeting? Okay. That's previous mass meeting. So as far as this month, some updates. First thing is HEC or President's Call. So for the month of May, on the 3rd, the first Wednesday of the month, we have a President's Call first Wednesday. So I'll give an update on that, and I'll do that now. Pretty much that was again focused on, that was the first president's meeting following HEC. So again, there's questions from division presidents and divisions as to clarity on the process. One of the questions that we asked were, how do we know what will be on the agenda for convention? Because part of the process of HEC, or the purpose of HEC, the meeting, is to establish the agenda for convention. And there were some items that came up during High Executive Council that had been rejected in convention, so they couldn't be brought to High Executive Council floor. So one of the questions that we had was, are these items automatically brought up at the next convention, or do they have to be resubmitted? But that's one of the questions. But in general, just a lot of questions about the process. Those who attended HEC should be aware of some of just having that experience of what goes on and how it, how our Constitution evolves, how our government evolves. So, we should not be surprised as to some of the questions that came out at the President's Call. But that was the topic. That was the focus, and kind of every president went around and gave their opinion as to how they felt about High Executive Council. One good thing to report is everyone felt that Atlanta did well hosting. So everyone was pleased with the meeting space, the hotel accommodations, the food. So I want to, again, thank everybody for coming together. And that was part of my main focus, was making sure we were good, gracious hosts, which we did. The second focus was trying to make sure we were focused on business. So that's the actual business of HEC, which I think we did a decent job of. Attorney Emotep, I would lean on you to give your opinion on how you felt about HEC and the official proceedings, the more legal proceedings, if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind. I think things went well. The brother out of Chicago, who was the moderator. His name escapes me now.
For the Shaka Barak.
Yes, Brother Shaka Barak was excellent as a moderator. He filled in when there really wasn't, there was a gap in the proceedings, or the leadership who would introduce or take over the certain programs, aspects of the meeting. And Brother Shaka Barak was absolutely excellent and is to be commended. The officers who were there at the head table, there was some did well. There was some issues, as there are in all meetings, that are to be expected, and that's again normal, and we need to work through that, and that went well, considering we had it was a good attendance, so I think everyone worked together. There was a lot of issues, personalities, and it was all in the interest of the UNIA. And I just thought it went well. Everyone was pleased with Atlanta hosting the meeting and how it went. So as even the President General stated in some of his previous meetings, HEC meetings, in the past, he didn't feel quite so good coming out of the meetings. But this particular meeting, he left leaving very well pleased, and that he felt it went well. And I can only say myself, as far as the President General goes, I saw a change in him as how he conducted himself, and so that was good and positive. So everything went well.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Attorney Motep. But yeah, we went over HEC for a few weeks leading up to HEC, a couple weeks after HEC. Now it's time for us to continue to move forward. Convention is coming up in Curacao. It'll be here before we know it. We need to discuss some support for a delegation. They're talking about the travel expenses for convention are going to be about $2,000 per person for travel and lodging. So I would like for us as a division to come together and talk about supporting transportation for at least one individual, maybe two, not necessarily paying for everything in whole, but providing some assistance. But we can discuss that further as an executive body. But if anyone is willing, always we any additional funds beyond membership dues goes towards our charitable fund. So $ UNIA 421 fund, PayPal.me/UNIA 421. Somebody had a question? No questions. Okay. All right, so that was President's Call. Focus on HEC. That was May 3rd, I'm sorry, May 10th, second Thursday. We had Secretary's Call. I'm gonna again call on, I would, Brother Andrew, I'm expecting him to kind of give reports on what goes on at those meetings. I was there. And I really don't even remember what we talked about. All these meetings kind of run together. So yeah, I didn't. I will when Brother Andrew comes back, we'll get a report on what was discussed. Usually, the same things that are discussed in President's Call are discussed in Secretary's Call. And again, the main focus right now is all well. The focus usually on those calls is our annual meetings of convention and HEC. So without detail, I would assume that the discussion was about Curacao and transportation and the cost of that. On Thursday, the 10th, and I think I got this out of order. So yeah, business should be next. Thursday the 10th, we had our business meeting. Brother Macias is here. Hold on. All right. So president, then really should be secretary. But at any rate, on Thursday, May 10th, we got our business committee together, and we discussed some potential business plans. Brother Macias, if you would, could you give a short summary as to what we discussed and what we're looking at doing moving forward? Or if you want to share your screen or anything like that, that would be, but I don't expect you to be prepared to that level. Not today, but we'll talk about that later on. And that's from all officers. But if there's anything that you want to share for the business meeting that our membership should know. Brother Macy's still there. First Vice President, Brother Macy's. Brother Macy's, you there? Okay, he's not there. Okay. All right, well, we're going to come back to Brother Macy's in a moment. Let me jump over to the next meeting that we had this month. So the business meeting was kind of a local Division 421 thing. President's Call, Secretary's Call, those were national, as well as yesterday on the 13th, there was an orientation committee meeting called. And Brother Macy's, you there? Mama Mina, you came off mute.
Yeah, because I want to know what is the business meeting? What does that entail, and what kind of business are they talking about?
Yes, that's a great question. Let me get if Brother Macy's doesn't come back, I'll give my summary. Great question, but just hold that, please. Well, yeah, I want Brother Macy's to lead that, but I'll facilitate if he's not available. So Saturday, and that's what this meeting is about. So great question. That's what our mass meetings are about, is us being transparent with our community. We are the elected leadership, and we're elected by our constituents, our community. So at our mass meetings, we should be giving a report on, what we're doing for the community that elected us. So Brother Macias is going to do that on behalf of our business committee. So orientation, until Brother Macias comes back, let me discuss orientation. Mama Mina, you got background. I'm gonna put you.
I'm going to another room. I'm sorry.
All right. So we had an orientation meeting. This was from the Secretary General, the third Assistant President General, who's also has the Office of Minister of Education. I didn't know we got recently appointed a Minister of Education who is currently the president of Division 432. Brother Oster Bryan out of New York is our Minister of Education now. I was included on this orientation committee, and our Minister of Information and President of Division 106 in Baltimore, Brother Everett. So there were 5 on the call. I believe there were more people that are supposed to be on the committee, more presidents. But the goal of the committee is to establish a national orientation and to modify our national orientation. The vision that we see it is we will have a national orientation that will be required, everyone will need to go through, but we'll also have a local orientation that will be required per division, but it'll be more specific towards that division, towards that community. So for us, Division 421 Atlanta, we're the Dr. Julius Nyeri CDPM division. So we can give a history of Dr. Julius Nyeri, the CDPM, and how it relates to Division 421, our founding in 2009, our offices on Fairfield and Campbellton Road. Those would be parts of our local orientation. But there should also be a national orientation that we all kind of have similar level of training. And the UNIA has been hosting a national training for a couple years now, for 2 years now. I'm gonna pull up some of it. Talk about it briefly. So we've talked about this before, and the reason why I'm talking about it now is they are urgent to restart this course. They wanted to restart it this Saturday, so yesterday, and they're trying to do it next Saturday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. But myself, as well as some other people in the committee, are trying to get it pushed back at least one more week. We just don't feel that the course is fully developed. We just kind of want to develop it a little bit better, focus it a little bit better, and then also give ourselves, our division, some times to share it with our membership, and our membership can kind of make some time available to be able to participate. But at any rate, the things that are discussed on UNIA member national orientation range from Preamble, Declaration of Rights of Negro Peoples of the World, the Constitution. And another thing that we wanted to talk about was what level of depth are we going to with each of these topics. So the Constitution, can be a 6-month course in its own. Declaration of Rights of Negro Peoples of the World can be, we've gone over those in one 3-hour meeting, but they're talking about doing all 3 of these things in one 2-hour session. So the question comes about, what portions of the Declaration will we focus on? What portions of the Constitution will we focus on? These are things that we should have defined and have some level of standard that we continue year in and year out, and not just pick and choose based on how we feel that year. Let's see, what else? Haiti or Haiti, history of Haiti, 1804 revolution, I believe. And then we started to, one of the things that we had a disagreement about was the inclusion of Message to the People, Course of African Philosophy. We do not feel that that was adequate or appropriate for a entry-level orientation. That should be taken out and reserved for officer orientation. But at any rate, we're in discussions about defining this orientation, and it'll be a 12-week course, once a week on the weekends, but should be starting here in the next, if not this weekend coming up, the next weekend. This is a older handbook. but it talks about, you know, this is again, some of the things that we talk about in orientation, the duty of each division president, the duty of the president, responsibility of division presidents, standing committees, responsibility of presidents and secretaries to make monthly reports. The duty of each division president to solve problems at a local level. But again, this is just some of the things that we discuss on a local level, we discuss on a national level, but if we want to be as organized, I was trying to think of the right word, but if we want to be as organized as we profess to be, we need to have these things standardized, you know, so that we're providing the same information and the same expectations on a certain level. So, any questions on orientation? Okay, so yeah, that'll be something to help our members, especially new members, to kind of guide themselves as to what we should know and, you know, what we should, well, or what we can do, how we can help the government. Let's see, Brother Macias, are you back? Are you there? Looks like he dropped off. Oh my gosh. Let me text him. Yeah. My bad. All right. Well, since Brother Macias dropped off, I guess I will provide the update on what is being discussed. So Brother Macias has been helping us with our business committee. Last year, he was on Thursdays working to organize our business committee and discuss things that we can do to help with our economics. So on Thursday, there was a discussion, and I want to say that there were 4 focuses: staffing. Oh my gosh, I had them and now I just forgot them. Staffing, travel. Sister Right Ebony, do you remember what they were? Brother, it was myself, Brother Macias, Sister Right Ebony, and Brother Kimwardo, I believe. I don't know if Brother James made it. But
could you repeat that one more time? What you asked me to what I remember?
You remember the what the topics or what the focus was from the business meeting? Because Brother Macias kind of broke it down into 4 different sections. One was staffing, one was travel, and I can't remember the other 2.
I'm sorry, I can't recall. I didn't get the email with the other. I know I just spoke more so on the staffing aspect of part of it, and also the camping with the children.
Hold on, slow down, because yeah, that's the youth aspect. I do have the email. Give me a second. I can pull up the email. Okay. All right, now I'll just use this as his report for now. So the proposal, and this is something that I like that Brother Macias does, and I would like for more of our officers to be able to do that, is documented reports. Because again, just like this moment right now, there was a meeting that was held. Our recording secretary is not present to provide those notes. And everyone is expecting one person to remember everything that goes on in all the meetings. So when we have a documented report that has been submitted, that can be pulled up and quickly referenced. So it says President John Baba James has been talking about monetizing Garvey-ites worldwide. Took some time to jot down what would look like a business development standpoint. I think would be a great way to reinvigorate the African Communities League by implementing a cooperative economic marketplace plan on Garvey-ites worldwide. Here are a few steps to get that complete. Some already stated, but I wanted to put them formally in writing to allow the body to discuss it so we can have unified and ordered steps to move forward. One, create a marketplace platform on Garvey-ites worldwide where businesses and members can connect and partner together. Number two, encourage members to submit proposals for businesses they would like to see in the marketplace and businesses they would like to work with. Number three, develop a system where businesses can offer equity in exchange for reduction in upfront labor costs for members. All right, I mean, it's fairly complex in the breakdown, but generally it was about establishing relationships with Black businesses. And then we as a division helping those businesses with staffing through our membership. So one, it helps the members by by helping them get a job. And two, it helps the business owner by providing adequate, stable, reliable workers. That was one of the bigger aspects of it. Then, and Brother Macy's had a couple other things that he was talking about. I know one, he touched on the travel plan because our parent body has a travel plan. I don't have the details on that, but he was trying to incorporate that locally. Yeah, we have verbal agreement from the parent body that we can use their travel business information locally. So we can use that to promote and to grow from a travel aspect, domestically and internationally. But the main focus, I would say, is, as I said, working with the Black businesses, getting them documented, finding out what type of skills their workers they need from their workers, and us looking within our membership and finding members that either match those skills or members that we can develop those skills into.
So locally, we don't want to operate or create any businesses of our own.
Well, let me see. We've talked about this. I'm not saying no, we don't. Again, I'll have to defer to Brother Macias. We've talked about a couple different things, from t-shirts, flags. Brother Kenwardo produces different products, so that has come up, but I'm not sure how that's being incorporated in what Brother Macias has proposed. I don't have the details on that, but
And I think his biggest.
Sister Ryman, you're breaking up a little bit.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. Say this real quick. I think his big.
What?
Ryman, you breaking up. We can't hear you.
I think the biggest concern was to get the Black businesses that are already established together to work under the government and its own staffing organization. And I mean, if anybody else.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Sister Ivany, for that reminder. Yeah, it is about us being able to produce for ourselves as a division, but at the same time, organizing what's already there. So while we work on some things that we can produce ourselves, why not tap into the business network that Black Atlanta already has, organize that, and see what type of assistance that can provide us. Oh my goodness. Can y'all hear me? Is my internet going in and out?
No, you're fine.
Okay. But Mama Amina, as Lady President, I did include you. I want to say I did include you on the invitation. It was a last minute. Well, no, it wasn't. We talked about it the previous Saturday or Sunday. The previous Sunday, we had an executive meeting, and that was one of the things that we discussed was committees and officers and offices, and having meetings for our committees and for our offices. And one of the offices that was there was Brother Macias in our business office. So he made the proposal to restart our business meetings weekly on Thursday. And this past Thursday was the first one. That committee consists of myself, you as Lady President, Sister Ra Ebony as Second Lady Vice President, Brother Kenwardo, and Brother Omasius, and Baba James. And I think Brother James may be on there as well. Yeah, he kind of is by default.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll have more meetings and more discussions. That should be a recurring topic, is our business ideas and ventures and how we're organizing on the business side. So that's orientation, that's business. Another meeting, well, youth should go above African Legion, because we talked about this a little bit. We haven't talked about African Legion. Let me see if anybody is here on behalf of our youth. So after the business meeting, we had a discussion about our youth. That was the same members, myself, Brother Macias, Brother Kenwardo, Brother James, and Sister Bra Ebony. We're trying to make sure we stay involved with the youth, and we provide programs for the youth. So one of the things that we discussed, well, two of the things that we discussed were, one is a weekend reading program. I think it was weekend reading program. Weekend reading program. And also a basketball tournament that we could probably do after the summer. And we're hoping that the weekend reading program can evolve into a summer program that we can do next year. But it's a lot of work that has to go into that. Right now, we just have a relationship with the College Park Recreational Center, and we have a facility where we can open up to provide reading services. So again, more discussions coming out from that. I wanted Brother Kenwardo or Brother James to provide that report. They're not here, so in their absence, that's the report that I have. Any questions on our youth programs? Okay. One other thing, the next thing was African Legion. So that hasn't happened yet. I thought it was supposed to take place on the 12th. but that's actually scheduled for the 19th. So on the 19th, Friday, we'll have our next African Legion and Black Cross Nurse meeting, and that's a meeting that's held through the parent body, but we try to stay engaged and again keep things on the same page and have a uniform level of training. So that's being discussed, and next Friday will be the next meeting for that. So I'll have a report for that on the 28th. So nothing right now for the African Legion, other than Baba James is leading that locally. And the only thing that we really kind of discussed that we can share is uniforms. We've talked a little bit about uniforms, what they should look like. I'm trying to work with Baba James to develop conditioning programs and some training programs, some survival programs, and at the very, hand-to-hand combat. And at the very end, we'll get into like firearms and things like that. But we do need to develop a conditioning and survival training program and get that launched as quickly as possible. So expect more from that from our the head of the Atlanta Legion, Baba James. African Legion. Last two things is Malcolm X Day and African Liberation Day. So here in Atlanta, from Malcolm X's birthday is May 19th. May 19th, 20th, and 21st. I believe there will be some Malcolm X celebrations here locally in Atlanta. The one that I saw was charging $10 it was like a $10 event. The ones I'm used to are free events. I'll share the one that I've got, but I would like for us as a division to be able to support these events, especially the legitimate ones. But usually the legitimate ones are like free. But we'll talk about that more, probably I'll send something out. Once we get more details, I'll send it out to our executive body. But just as a division, anytime, anything that we can come together and support for Pan-Africanism, for unity of Black people, we feel that we as Division 421, as the carriers of the UNIA flag, we should be there. We should be on the forefront. So we'll be at any Malcolm X Day celebrations. We should be at Malcolm X celebrations. I have more information on that once we get into membership. And the other thing was African Liberation Day. So African Liberation Day is going to be Saturday, the 27th. We have a flyer for that. I'll share that flyer in just a moment. It'll be at the Beloved Community Church of Atlanta, 1113 Irish Street in Southwest Atlanta. But Beloved Community Church is one of our regular supporters and one of the main locations where we have events. So that'll be another coalition, Pan-African Coalition meeting, and another opportunity for us to introduce ourselves to the community as well as work with other organizations.
Good month to do my cookout.
So any questions on our month of May? Attorney Emotep, I think your line came off mute. I don't know if that was intentional.
Yes, this is Aziza. Will the UNIA have a table at the Malcolm X Festival?
So if it is the Malcolm X Festival that I'm used to, the one at West End Park, then yes, we will. What we have done in the past is we have had our rockets, water rockets. We haven't done that in about 2 or 3 years due to COVID, but usually we will have a table down, not at the top where the main vendor section is, but we're down by the basement, not by the basement, by the baseball field. And we have a section there for the youth, and we provide, entertainment for the youth. And at the same time, we have our table where we, let the community know that the UNIA is still here, still active, and give them an opportunity to activate their membership there. So yes, we do plan to have a presence and a table at Malcolm X Day.
Okay, what items will we be selling?
Right now, the main thing we have are flags. I need to get some more books. We have a few Garvey Voice magazines. But yeah, we need to restock our inventory, honestly. We don't have a lot. We got a lot of flags, but other than that, and we got a lot of Garvey Voice magazines, but that's about it. We got those T-shirts at High Executive Council, but those sold out, and we haven't gotten any more yet.
Okay, all right. That's just checking. Thank you. Race first.
Race first. Great question, though. And again, that goes back to our business department and something that I mentioned earlier. Now that we should be aware as an executive body, at least we should be aware of our financial status, and we should have plans on how we can invest. If we have any additional resources, how we can invest those resources into things like, or memorabilia, whatever it may be, merchandise, so that we can make a profit later on. But Brother Macias still has not, I bet you he has not come back. No, he hasn't. So yeah, that would be our business department. Brother Macias would have to give his insight on, what he thinks, we can do with the funds that we have. But and as an executive body, we got to come together and make that decision. So any questions on the May update?
Yeah, do we need to ask Ross Martin about the rockets for Malcolm X Day?
I see President Ross is here. Don't want to put him on the spot. Always appreciate his presence. I know we do have, President Ross did give me 2 platforms. So President Ross, do you still have the other platforms? Is that something that you can provide?
With the Rockets, I gotta rebuild. So I won't be there for Saturday.
Okay. Well, yeah, that'll be on us. That'll be on us at this point. Yeah. I'm sure
So what does that entail? I mean, that's saying a whole lot.
We may have to be prepared to put them together on the spot. The platforms can't be built. They can't be built on the spot. We have those, but there may need to be some modifications made to the rockets themselves to make them functional. But
so what alternative functions could we possibly partake in then if we don't have the rockets? What will we do?
it's a great question. That's a great question in which I do not have an answer for.
Okay.
I would lean on Brother James as our youth coordinator to give us a backup, but yeah, I don't know. First thing that comes to my mind is reading, but no kids don't want to come.
Reading us.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to have to go out and spend a bunch of money just to provide something
Right,
for the kids.
right.
So, but I, you know, again, I can't make all the decisions myself. I need support from our executive officers.
Right.
Any other questions? No questions. Okay. Well, that concludes the division focus portion. And I guess we'll just go into member share. At this point, brothers, we have to know to be good listeners. And with that, we allow our sisters to speak first. And from a government standpoint, and the organization standpoint, I like to allow our officers to speak first. So with that, I want to bring in our lady president, Mama Amina. Mama Amina, you have anything you want to share?
Nothing except that for this year, we need to meet with the sisters and function as a unit, the women in the UNIA, and possibly sometime soon, Black Cross nurses. Establish that with our division. Functioning.
Is it I know we've been struggling with that. Would it hurt to bring those two together, to the sisters and the Black Cross nurses? A sister/Black Cross nurse get together?
No, I think that would be good. If we get the sisters to come on out.
Sister Erica,
and function here locally.
I think that'll be nice. When do you think we can do that? Next month sometime. When you think, Mama Mina, when do you think we could have put that type of event together?
I agree with her. Maybe next month sometime. We just need to, pre-plan and then invite our sisters out.
I just pulled up a calendar of June. The only thing that I have on this calendar is Juneteenth. I think, let me see. I think Juneteenth. It may be one other thing. I'm checking my Google really quick. Yeah. Garvey's transition on the 10th.
Okay.
So right now, the month of June is not wide open, but we've got some opportunities. 24th seems like a decent day.
Okay.
Where in the world? Oh man, that thing went all the way to the back.
Well, then it's possible we can get, the addresses or the emails of the sisters and invite them all out. And is there a Black Nurses Association anywhere?
Erica, do you know anything about that? I do not know.
Okay.
Can we have an internal executives sisters meeting? Sometime.
Yes, sir.
see. Um, how about next weekend, next Sunday? Can me, I'd like to get me, you, Sister Erica, Sister Rod Ebony, and if Sister Aziza would like to be on that as well. She's a longtime supporter, but you know, put some ideas together and let me know, you know, how we can make this a reality.
Are we gonna do it? Are we gonna do it? I see you got Malcolm X Day listed there. So are we gonna do it on that day?
Yeah, I mean, Malcolm X Day is on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And
So, you know, I don't expect us to be there all 3 days. You know, it's just 3 different opportunities for us to support. So, but
oh, for me, but I won't be able to be in town on that day, on the 21st.
well,
But the other sisters, you could be with all the other sisters. I'll just be absent. I'm gonna be out of town.
no, I mean, I need you to lead this.
Oh, I could do it on the shoot. I could do it in June. Cause I got my sister's birthday is on our 21st. I'm going to California. So then I won't be back until the, end of May.
Okay, so if that's the case, then I guess we can just bring this up on our meeting on the 28th, you know, because we have a mass meeting on the 28th. So unless you have a date on June right now that you think would be a good date for the sisters to meet on an executive level
Okay.
prior to the, you know, for the planning for the big meeting.
Maybe on that. You mean I see you got listed sisters on the 24th of June. You want to have our in-house planning on that first week or the second week of June?
I feel like maybe the 3rd will probably be good, but we may have to move the actual meeting out a week or two if we have the planning meeting on the 3rd.
Okay, we can plan on the 3rd then.
Okay.
Race first.
Race first.
Are we talking about the calendar for June?
Well, no, not officially. Right now we're in member share. We started out with our lady president. She brought in a topic of having a sisters meeting. Well, she reintroduced the topic of trying to get our sisters together. So we just started to look at the calendar, and June seemed to be our first availability. So that's how we got to June.
Thank you. Race first.
Yes, sir. Mama Mina, you okay with that date?
I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm fine.
Okay. Baba James, I didn't know that I see you just jumped on. Is there anything that you wanted to share from your perspective, from a division officer perspective for this previous month, or the plans for the month of May or coming up in June?
Ancestor Day for Marcus Garvey in June.
Okay. Okay. On the 10th. Okay. Anything from an officer perspective though, like anything that the membership should be aware of?
Well, we all have we have an opportunity to rebuild the gardens over at the Manila. So anybody with their time can go through at any time. Just say you're a UNIA member and you want to do, and you came to do whatever you came to do. There's no plan of action. Just do what you do best. But that's any day, and I pretty much am putting in my schedule to go and do the work on Tuesdays, leading into using the space Tuesday evening.
I like how you, I like the open willingness that you, the open invitation. Can we have a division support day, a Tuesday evening, where we can call out the division to, come support, clean up.
Well, I can let you know that would be every day as far as what state the garden is in. But how about every second Tuesday we can make it a division thing.
Okay.
And weekends are available to us as well. So, it's up to us to actually, define a date. If you think a weekend date would be better, then it would be like a Saturday morning, any Saturday morning, any Sunday morning. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, where I was kind of going is like a kickoff. I know you already working on it, been working on it, but just an official launch day. Like, hey, invite everybody out so they can see what's going on. We can get a big, a big push of work on one day, and hopefully some follow up after that.
Where is the garden located?
At the Manila where we had the event, HEC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's in the back. It's right in the back. Like we were amongst it, but it just needs some maintenance.
Oh, I think I saw it. Okay.
Maybe we can have a sisters meeting and garden day. You know what I'm saying? Bring tea for the sisters.
I don't want to mix the two, bro.
Okay.
Because I want the sisters meeting to just be kind of laid back, at least that first one. I don't want it to be necessarily a work meeting because that may deter some sisters. Like, oh, they want us to come out here and do all this stuff. I want it to be light and inviting for the sisters, and I want the work to be explicit. We're coming to do work.
Okay.
So, but as far as a date, today is the 14th. What you think? Like, can we do something on like the 28th?
I'm sure. Like I said, we're open to the day. That's just about me saying I'm gonna be there at a certain time on that day. So like Tuesday from, let's say, 10 o'clock in the morning until 2 in the afternoon. Pass through.
This coming Tuesday?
No, I was saying, like I said, I'm as of tomorrow, it's gonna be in my schedule to be there probably as early as 3 o'clock or later, between 3 and whatever time. And in that time I'm gonna use it to work on the garden, or at least put a plan together with Kevin to make sure that, we're on the same page as what I can do in the yard. There's a lot of stuff I can do as far as cleanup and maintenance that doesn't have anything to do with the actual playing of the garden. Cornelius already volunteered his time. However, I got to give him a definite schedule as to when he can pass through. So after this call, if he's not already on the call, I'm going to reach out to him and ask him what days can he be there to help me rebuild the garden. And like I said, he had already offered his help at the HEC to do it on a Saturday, maybe a Sunday. But I have to, confirm with, at the time I had to confirm with Kevin, but now it's at a state where Kevin's like, yo, do whatever. I don't care who's here.
Okay. All right. Well, it sounds like we need to bring this to our executive body, just to clarify the details on what the expectation is.
All right. Well, like I said, as at this point, as he discussed it with me, so we have the same mindset moving forward, is that he needs help and it's overwhelming for him to try to maintain the appearance of the garden and everything else that needs to be done with the museum.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but yeah, just we got to get the details together and so that we can give the members something very clear as to how they can support.
All right.
That's all. What days, what location, what times, and the official kickoff starts on this day.
Okay. I'd like to follow up with the days over at the YMCA that we wanted to do the fitness and health with the Universal African Legion.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'll follow up with Brother Agazi to see if that space is still available on a Sunday, and we can reintroduce the date.
Okay. Yeah, me and you, we got to get together offline, get the details together, confirm everything, and then we'll come back and present it to the membership.
No problem.
All right. We were in membership. Yeah, we were in member share. We were still in our sisters portion. Looks like Sister Tania had to jump off. I'll jump over to our second Lady Vice President, Sister Ra Ebony. Greetings, Sister Ra Ebony.
Excuse me. Greetings. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers on the line. Hope everybody's having a great Sunday. I don't really have nothing to share. Today is my son's birthday as well, so I'm kind of getting like a double deck at the moment. But no, I wish I had the notes on me. I'm kind of moving around at the moment to actually give an actual follow-up, but I promise you by next meeting, we will be prepared to share everything, because we was like, even though, we just got this information Thursday, and it was quite a bit of information to share. But most definitely, I hope everybody has a great Sunday, and happy Mother's Day to you and yours, and race first.
Race first. Thank you, Sister Ra Ebony. In regards to the reports, Sister Ra Ebony, that's, primarily the reports should come from the presenter should be a good resource. So if it's Brother Macy's report, he should be here to give the report. Number two should be our recording secretary. Brother Andrew should be attending our meetings, documenting what's being said, so that if questions come up, we can say, hey, Brother Andrew, what did we discuss on April 23rd, at 5? So, that's why I was saying, even myself, and then the attendees, we as attendees, yes, we should be taking notes, and we should have that stuff readily available when questions are asked, but it's not our primary responsibility. So I want to hold those that are responsible, I want to hold them accountable first. But I understand your comments and your commitment, and that's appreciated. So, all right. That's our sister officers. Now we'll go to our member sisters. And first member, I want to bring in Sister Diane Marshall. Greetings, Sister Diane.
Greetings, everyone. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers.
Greetings. Happy Mother's Day. Did you have anything that you wanted to share? This is an open conversation. Any questions, comments, or anything? It doesn't have to be anything that we discussed, anything in current events, anything that you want to discuss or share, business or anything that may be.
Still working on a couple of different business ideas. Not fine-tuned as yet. As of course, race first, and just this is a great platform for us to keep it in the forefront, what our mission is, what our goal is. And it's great to be on the call as always with everyone. This will be my second meeting, and I like the vibe and the camaraderie and the company, and hope to be a greater contributor as we move forward.
Thank you, Sister Diane. We really appreciate your support. And you are a business owner, am I correct, or are you just a vendor?
I'm actually in the real estate space, buying, selling, investing, realtor,
okay,
property management, project management, a little of everything, kind of. Okay. In the real estate space. I've been in the space for a while.
Okay.
So anywhere in Atlanta, anywhere in Georgia, basically. I reside in the Macon area My office is out of McDonough, but I pretty much can work anywhere in Atlanta.
Okay. One other question. Seeing as that you are a newer member and you reside outside of Atlanta, what are your thoughts on if we were to put together a sisters gathering on the weekend next month or early in the month of May? Do you think that would be something that you would be able to support or attend specifically?
It would be a monthly event.
No, just no, not monthly, but it would be just a introduction, because our sisters, they've been around, they've been here, they've been supporting, but we want to kind of reinvigorate the energy of our sisters and the camaraderie of our sisters. So if we were to have a in-person meeting with our sisters, would you be able to attend that?
Certainly. You know, as long as we know when it's going to take place, we're given ample notice to attend, ample notice to bring others, things of that nature. We can try to, you know, I'm flexible, so we can put it in a spot where most people are able to attend. And I mean, if it's kind of dispersed, you know, then we can put it somewhere in the middle between Atlanta and Macon. But if everyone's in the Atlanta area, then I'm flexible and I can make it to it.
Okay.
It's just planning and giving everyone enough notice.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
that would be a great thing to get rolling and to solidify even more if it's already rolling.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, thank you very much. I really appreciate your comments.
Yes, thank you, and enjoy the rest of the Mother's Day, everyone, and good being on the call as always.
Thank you, sister. Race first.
Yes, race first.
All right. Were there any other sisters on the call that did not get a chance? Oh, Sister Ebony, Sister Erica. You all right? Nothing today? Nothing to report. No, nothing you want to share with the family? No current events, and then. All right. Okay. Were there any other sisters on the call that did not get a chance to share before you, brothers?
Yes, this is Sister Aziza,
Sisters.
and I'm really looking forward to this coming together with the sisters, and count me in for anything that I can do to help get this started and give us a chance to really just meet and network and a great start. Sisters helping sisters.
Yes, ma'am.
First.
This is all right.
That's beautiful. That's wonderful to hear. Mama Mina, this needs to be one of our top priorities. I will tell you, I do need to maintain a level of focus. Garvey Day is right around the corner. We got to start planning for that. And also convention is in the same month of Garvey. So I'll need some help maintaining focus and making sure we put the right amount of energy behind them. Okay.
Okay. President John, if
Yes,
I may.
Yes, Sister Ebony.
I wanted to make a suggestion. I noticed when we were at the at the High Executive Council, they had made a pledge for one of the presidents to to fund their trip to what's can you say it? Curacao. Yeah. So I wanted to make the same suggestion in our organization, because I just don't think it's, I think it's, out of order for us to support another division's president when we should be supporting our own and making pledges, make sure that our president gets there. That's something I think that we should do as a organization. Make sure that you and your wife gets down there so you can represent us as well. I mean, I know I can pledge $100 every so often, and I'm hoping that other people are able to contribute and pledge as well, because I just think that that's what we should focus on. Even though we are building, nationally, we still should focus on our cup locally, because we can't pour into anybody else's cup if we're empty. So I think that we should make sure that our division is together, and then we come together and put our ideas for the other organizations. That's just a thought.
Absolutely, I agree with you, Second Lady Vice President. That was one of the things that I touched on earlier in the meeting, was our charitable fund, and asking for members to contribute to our charitable fund. And our charitable fund, basically any funds that, so if myself, for example, if I was to give $5 to our division, $3 would go towards our membership dues, and the extra $2 would go towards our charitable fund. So basically anything beyond membership dues goes towards our charitable fund. And what I mentioned was I wanted to put together some type of financial support for 1 or 2 members to be able to go to Curacao. That's something that we need to discuss as an executive body, and have clear agreement on as an executive body as to what that expectation is, what that amount is. One thing I can tell us right now is Curacao, from what they mentioned, is about $2,000 per person. I don't think we can do $2,000. Let me not say that without confidence.
I checked the price, and I seen 800 like round trip, but that's if you get the tickets now.
Well, no,
well, not 800. I'm sorry, it was 300.
The 2,000 from we can look at it. We can double check and make sure the 2,000 consists of flight as well as hotel.
Because I reserved my trip for like me and my boys, and me and my 3 boys, it came up to like $1,300. That's just with the
but where were you going?
trip.
Where were you?
Curacao. That's how you say it.
That's how it's spelled. That's how it's spelled. But the C is pronounced like an S. Curacao.
Curacao.
No, the last C is pronounced like
Curacao.
No, Curacao.
Curacao. Okay, I got you. Thank you so much.
Yes. But your point is duly noted. And Mama Mina, go ahead.
No, it's already the matter, but decision to go there.
You breaking up, Mama Mina.
I don't even see your face anymore. Oh, there you are. Okay. I don't have nothing to say, but I think we ought to be able to raise money to send you.
I appreciate that. So listen, but one thing in seriousness, focus. Like I said, the sisters meeting, I think, is a big focus that we need to maintain. Convention, a big focus that we need to maintain, and being able to send a delegation, and also Marcus Garvey Day, big focus that we will need to maintain. In addition to doing that, we still have to be able to execute what we've already committed to. So Malcolm X Day supporting, African Liberation Day supporting, and then Juneteenth. And we're talking about a Garvey Ancestors Day as well. So we are our own executive body. There is no white influence. Anything that we do, if we overwhelm ourselves, we did this to ourselves. So I just want to make sure we're pacing ourselves and we maintain a level of focus on what is important. And I know everything is important, but what is important from a level of responsibility, our responsibility as a Division 421 executive body. But those are the things that I need to make sure, and I'm asking for help from our executives to help maintain that level of focus. And if there's anything else that I'm missing that we feel should be on our high level of focus, I need to know about it, but also need individuals to kind of take that leadership. So we got a lot to do. We already talked about this, as the year was coming up. We knew, every year, the summertime, things get crazy. So we're in the midst of it right now. We're in May. We're, about to officially go into summertime. So I expect things to pick up. And we have to pace ourselves to make it through the marathon and not just a sprint. But yeah, we got a lot to accomplish. Okay. So that's any other sisters? Again, last call on our sisters. Ross Marvin ducked out of there. Sister Ebony.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Sister Amina, whenever you're ready to get started on any of these assignments, just reach out to Brother John or reach out to me and let me know, and I'll be ready to go to work.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Mama Amina, I know you got, family things as well on your plate. And we all do. We all still got jobs and things like that. So we need to work together. One of the best ways that we can assist each other without constantly being present is by paying our membership dues. And most of us, if not all of us on this call right now, are active dues paying members. But when we can't be there physically, our finances are a great way of helping to make sure the work is continued. So please do what you can. And again, $UNIA 421 on Cashapp, paypal.me/UNIA 421 on PayPal. So with that, anything else from our sisters before I go to the brothers? Okay. With that, I want to bring in our Legal Defense Committee Coordinator, member number 165, Attorney Imhotep.
Yes. Greetings, Africans.
Greetings.
I just want to share that the Department of Justice and the FBI have presented a superseding indictment against Uhuru, the Uhuru movement, the African People's Socialist Party, whose chairman is Omali Chile, and African People Solidarity Committee chairwoman, Penny Hess, and Uhuru Solidarity Movement Chair Jesse Nabeel on bogus charges of serving as pawns of the Russian government.
Oh my goodness, they better get.
Yeah.
Lordy Lord. Wow.
Threatening them with up to 15 years in prison. These racist charges imply that Black people can't think or speak for themselves, nor develop a theory, strategy, and practical program for African liberation, as the Uhuru movement has done for more than 50 years. And I believe the action that is being prosecuted in Florida, and there are ways to help support the legal defense of those who have been indicted, and everyone is encouraged to reach out and support where you can.
So the Uhuru movement is their president in Florida. And they're prosecuting them there.
Correct. Yes. And the sister is his wife, I believe. And this is a superseding indictment. They were originally charged, I believe, back in January or February, where the FBI raided their home early in the morning and had them outside while they went in and searched. And it's really a big hypocrisy on the US government because they are known, particularly through the CIA, of funding throughout the world, I guess you can say a undercover movement to try to influence other people in different countries. And here they are prosecuting African people who may have solidarity with the Russian government, who helped fund many liberation groups in the on the continent, particularly South Africa, Nelson Mandela, when they were fighting the apartheid system there, also in Mozambique and Angola and other countries. And so, when they're trying to, the CIA is trying to influence other people, and they're then prosecuting African people, particularly here, and the oppression that we're under, is just for being supposedly influenced by the Russians. It's a big hypocrisy. So I would encourage everyone, if you can, to Google Uhuru and their prosecution by the U.S. government, and stay aware of what's going on and support where you can. Thank you. Race first.
Attorney Imhotep, one question. Well, I think there may be some other questions, but do you wouldn't happen to have a link for how to support them, or a resource, legitimate resource to support the Uhuru movement?
Yes, I can get that to you.
Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, Brother Art, I saw you come off mute. That is something that I've talked to our executives about, is us as a division being able to, offer some assistance to other organizations. So I expect support from our executive body when it comes to supporting the Uhuru movement, especially in their legal issues. Brother Art, you had a question?
Yeah, race first. I've been following this, and the Uhuru movement has offices in St. Louis too. They hit their offices in St. Louis and Florida at the same time. It's really whack because they hit a couple other groups too. We really got to pay attention to this, because these fascists, they accuse them of being influenced by the Russians, yet President Trump had the Russians in the White House.
That's right.
Sitting, and he wouldn't let any media in to see what they were talking about. So
That's right.
This is insane, man. And we really got to keep an eye on this, and we really got to stay up and be prepared. Race first.
Race first.
Yeah, just a further comment about the CIA and the U.S. government undermining African liberation movements throughout Africa. I've been watching YouTube and the CIA's involvement in overthrowing Kwame Nkrumah in 1966, February of 1966. And they also, the CIA have overthrown several other African leaders. They mentioned Togo, the Cameroon, Burkina Faso, which used to be known as Upper Upper Volta, all these countries were, and we can't leave out Patrice Lumumba in the Congo in January of 1961. All these leaders who were at the time talking about Africa for the Africans, basically, and the the CIA, the U.S. government felt that it wasn't in their interest, wasn't in the U.S. government interest to have African leaders talking about what's in the best interest of Africans.
Of Africa.
Most of them were assassinated.
The real terrorist against Black people. The real terrorist. Yep.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Attorney Imhotep. Yeah, it's a lot going on. You know, we have to, that's the point of what Garvey said, the greatest weapon used against African people is disorganization. We have to be organized. We have to be connected to what our brothers and sisters are going through in Florida, in St. Louis, as well as on the continent. But we, as Garveyites, we step up when we vocally take on that responsibility of organizing our people throughout these different regions. Thank you, Attorney Imhotep. Want to call on our next officer that we've got on here, our head of our African Legion, Baba James. Greetings, Baba James.
Greetings, family. Race first. And a very happy, wonderful, wonderful Mother's Day to all those deserving on the call today. I hope everybody's enjoying today, because as of tomorrow, it's back to work in regards to the liberation of our African people. In regards to the Women's Day, I'd like to make a couple of suggestions in regards to the leadership, whereas someone on the call takes the initiative to looking at our list of women available in our UNI division of our 500 members, to actually see how many women we have in our division, so that our auxiliaries might have an opportunity to activate where the Motor Corps and the Black Cross Nurse is concerned. So if there's somebody on the call who's willing to help with the contact of all the sisters in our division, I'm sure that information or that help would be most useful in regards to the women coming together in our division. Anybody on the call who has some time to make some contribution towards some of the things that we would like to do in the African Legion, like our physical fitness, like our time charity to our community, please feel free to give me a call at area code 404-254-9418. The sister Danielle, welcome to the call, welcome to the division. And I'd like you to know that the Universal African Legion is always looking for an opportunity to own property. So if you have any suggestions on how we can get started with that, I'd like your input.
Okay.
Other than that, again, happy Mother's Day. Race first. Any questions?
Yeah, what was that number again?
404-254-9418.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Race first.
Yeah, great point, Baba James. Obviously, I would prefer for that responsibility of contacting the sisters to be held by a sister. So we have to do two things. One, work within the organization that we have, see what we can do, what we have. But two, we should be bringing in new members as well. That's a longer approach, something that we've talked about outside of our meetings is what level of membership, Baba James, your line coming through. What level of membership does a person need to acquire before they receive responsibility of our membership information? So somebody that's reaching out to our brothers or sisters would need access to our membership database in some form. And we've in the past taken approach of very conservative, only one or two people having access to that information. So the question came about as to, who would be qualified for that. So I think that's something that we need to determine on an executive level, and then, bring that back to our membership. But those are the two things that I think need to happen. Either one, work with what we got, or two, start to develop the next individual.
I agree. I agree.
Mama Mina, did you want to say anything on Baba James's comment?
No, I agree. I mean, initially, in order to notify the sisters, it would be me.
Is there anything?
Rather.
Is there anything you need, or can I simplify any type of documentation?
I just need the membership list with numbers, either email or phone numbers, or addresses and numbers.
Okay.
Of the sisters in our organization.
Okay. I will do email. All right. Thank you, Baba James.
I apologize. One more suggestion. Race first. I mean, would it be possible for you to separate the list? Maybe 2 spreadsheets, one for the ladies, one for the men, and then you just provide her with that list of what you found out. That might move things.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, we got a filter in the file for male and female, so I can filter it by female, and that'll chop the list quite a bit. I think we're about 60-40 male, female right now.
Oh, well, I'd like to know those exact numbers. That'd be interesting information to work with.
The breakdown of male, female?
Yes.
Sure. All right, no other questions for Baba James. We'll go to our next member, UNIA member 449 out of Annandale, Virginia, Brother Art. Greetings, Brother Art.
Greetings, family. We are going to start up the third Sunday with the CPBM, and we're going to be showing documentaries and movies on Black history and Black acknowledgement. Coming up this on the 21st, we're going to start our first one. Race first. That's all I got, bro.
Race first. Remind Sister Tania to send. Well, they gotta let me know because I was supposed to send out the text form, but I hadn't really been getting notifications for the past several weeks. So I know I think that may be affecting the attendance, in addition to the days, kind of being first Sunday, first and third, on and off. But I would like to attend that. And as always, as I've always said, we are the Dr. Julius Nyeri CBPM division. So under, my administration as president, I will always promote for us to support the CBPM meetings, as well as being active dues paying members. So thank you, Brother Art, for that reminder. And I will definitely look forward to, inviting everyone out to the meeting.
Okay, we'll keep you in touch, man.
Yes, sir.
Race first.
But yeah, they're supposed to know that I agreed to send out the text, but they hadn't really, I hadn't really been getting the heads up. So just send them, just let them know.
Okay, all right. Race first.
Race first. All right. Thank you, Brother Art. We'll go to our next brother, UNIA member 172 out of Brooklyn, New York. Dr. Shams. Greetings, Dr. Shams.
Greetings, Brother John. Race first.
Race first.
Yes, I like what's being put together this evening. It's much needed. It's vital. It'll help us further our mission. But I wanted to say also that although I have website that have various different types of lawyers on it, we need to establish a lawyers network of lawyers that are dedicated to helping our cause and our members, almost no matter what the case may be. Because yeah, I'm involved in something very dangerous right now. I go to a psychosocial club for recreation, relaxation of my nerves and stuff. And what they had me do, they had me go to an outdoor shed full of bugs to pull out a canister with pink blankets and a dead rat on top. And I can't find, I can't find any type of legal assistance, even though I'm using the resource I have within my own website. But that website is so extensive, it would take a panel or a group of us to actually work through it, with due diligence to make it effective, But what they saying right now, for us to try to get lawyers, they're either denying us or giving us a hard way to go with it, unless it's a death case. If it's a life or death case, sometimes they'll pick that up, especially if it's a death case. We got to stop, accepting what they giving us for killing other people. I could say our own too, because hey, 5 officers killed one brother that was near his house. I don't know if it's something else happened. Oh, with George Floyd, they had a group of our people there, looking on, but nobody really stepped in to help. They were afraid to step in and help. And I understand that some of the people that was watching that were actually gangsters. They should have had people there that can intervene by any means necessary. That's self-defense, because ain't no reason why our people should have to die the way we do, and they come up with incident or accident reports to mellow things down, give us $1 million, and then we forget about it. We got to stop doing that. We need a lawyers network for the cases of different things that they bring to our people that they're oppressing us with and that they're forcing us to go under. So we need a group, we need a panel, a delegate, whatever. We need people to help us find good lawyers that will be dedicated to our cause. And once again, I like to mention what my website is. And I have a story, but I didn't put it on chat because I figure it's too extensive. It's a good paragraph long. I mean, a good paragraph long. But I didn't put it in the chat because of that reason. It's a long story, okay? But my website link is not helpful. USA Legislation's people.bravesites.com. That's not helpful. USA Legislation's people.bravesites.com. And my phone number, in case anyone wants to reach out to me, and help me with anything pertaining to any aspect of the website that I'm offering as my service of skill, talents, and intelligence, what we seek our people for. My phone number, in case anybody wants to help me with anything like that, is 1917-500-1699. That's 1917-500-1699. Peace and race first.
Race first. Thank you, Dr. Shams.
Yeah, just wanted to comment briefly, and I'm sure Dr. Sham, you know of some Black lawyer organizations there in New York that I would first advise you to contact. And I'm thinking you know them already, and and may have reached out to them previously, and I don't know how successful you've been, but that would be the first group I would contact seeking legal help. And if they can't help you, maybe they know of a lawyer who's not in their organization who would be interested in helping you. And I would just like to get your comments again. I'm thinking you already know some Black lawyer organizations there in New York and the surrounding areas.
Well, what comes to mind for me here in this area is Reverend Sharpton's National Action Network, but they are known to take the death cases. They're number one for death cases. If you're not dead, if you're not dying, they may not be as effective as if you were dead, you know. But that's Reverend Sharpton's program. That's one legal outlet. They have legal night every Thursday night, I think at the end of the month, something like 7 o'clock to about 9 o'clock or something like that at their National Action Network. But I have tried their lawyers before, and they're just they show you what racism is. They will downplay whatever issue it is and give you a hard time with it as well, and end up denying your case, talking about you have another case, but please take it elsewhere, you know? And then we had the Nation of Islam. I have not reached out to them because they're active only within themselves, it seems like. They offer a lot of assistance, but in getting their assistance is much desired and little to attain, you know? So, hey, other than that, I have done research on the internet, Google research, generally to find Black lawyers on contingency, local, nationwide, and international lawyers as well. Because when we go into the European court here in the U.S., we must remember their certain elements of their constitution work for us, like Amendment 1, 2, 9, 10, 11, and maybe even 4, illegal search and seizure, you know? But that's not something I'm stressed with right now. That's not my case. But you know, I've done research into trying to find lawyers, but it's going to take a panel. It's going to take a group of us to sift through it and find who's going to help us with whatever we have, or who will help us with whatever, you know. So that's the aspect of how much I have as far as knowing what lawyers who go about contact. They told me to contact Brooklyn Bar Association, and I know that's race to the max. It's hard to find any lawyers in there. Any lawyer that can refer you to, they're referring you to get the cyclone or the spin around, you know, find lawyers being denied and hard events about your case, so therefore no help. This they doing to fight it. Can't complain to them or fight for our rights. They feel they can use that, you know, not to prosecute their own kind, and to take us back into slavery. Peace and race first.
Race first, Dr. Shams. I think we just have a few more members. We'll go down to our next member here in Atlanta, Brother Ormond. Greetings, Brother Ormond. Brother Ormond, you there? Okay, Brother Ormond.
Oh, greetings, Brother John.
Greetings.
But the brother was interested in helping to develop that garden over at the Amalik Center over there, the Griot Center. I would be interested in helping him, even though I have 2 gardens that I'm working with now, but I would have set aside a day or 2 to help him over there, because I mentioned it to Brother Kevin that it's a shame that that garden isn't up and running, but he said the funds dried up for it and the people disappeared, so we will have to step up. So I would volunteer my time. You could give the brother my phone number and I'll start a day and we can go to work on that. Race first.
Yes, sir, Brother Ormond. Baba James, you hear that? I got to get you Brother Ormond's contact information. But that's why I was saying we need to organize it, because once we come together and establish a date and establish an official kickoff, I can use our texting system, and just say, hey, Saturday, 11 o'clock or whatever, 10 o'clock, whatever, 1 o'clock, Sunday, whatever. UNIA-ACL Volunteer Day, Omanala Griot Park, not park, but garden. So
right.
Be on the lookout for that. We appreciate your verbal commitment. Baba James, it's up to me and you to, keep up with that and make sure we give Brother Ormond an opportunity to honor his commitment.
Right, okay, no problem.
Yes, sir.
Race first.
Race first. Was that everyone? If that was.
Just a brief note, President John, I did send you the link for the Uhuru movement support camp fundraising support. So just check your email there.
Yes, sir. Let me check that now. Yeah, I'll start with that. What in the world? You sent to John. Let me see. I'm resetting. Delete some of this stuff. I didn't get it yet. Attorney Motep. John.C. Hargrove.
Yes, correct. I can send it again, or I don't think it went there.
Unless it's like, sending. Let me check. I don't think it would have went. It wouldn't have went to like promotions or anything.
Spam.
Promotions? No, it's Spirit Airlines. Okay, well, while you do that, let me share a couple things that's hot off the presses. One of the things that we talked about tonight was, please mute your lines for a second. One of the things we talked about tonight was orientation course. Just got an email. So please mute your lines. Please don't make me mute your lines. One of the things that I just got from the Secretary General said, good news to share with your division members. Orientation course will start next Saturday, May 20th, 2023, 8 p.m. a 14-week course. Goal is to have members completed before convention. Division presidents, please email your list of attendees to Brother Oster. This list should include anyone who has not completed orientation, anyone who would like to take it again. The link and course documents will be sent out later in the week. Happy Mother's Day to all who are mothers. So officially, orientation will start next week. I'm gonna forward this to our executive officers. Those that are on the call, you know, you are fortunate to know about it now, but just a heads up, you know, that's why we have these meetings. One other thing, couple other things that I want to touch on. So we talk about Malcolm X Day. So this was the first flyer that I got. This is an evening event, Malcolm X Day, $10, 640 Evans Street, Atlanta. But I'm not sure if this is not the one that I really wanted to share. I hope that came through. That didn't come through. I gotta share my screen.
And who's putting it on?
See, I don't even know. so I'm not. It says, yeah, I don't even know who this is. So I don't support this one. The one I do support is, where is it at? Here it is. 32nd Malcolm X Festival. It's got music. So, but West End Park, May 20th, 21st. I think it's going to be at, they said something about the Shrine of the Black Madonna on the 20th and then West End Park on the 21st. But this is more the official one. This is more what I'm familiar with, what I remember. So May 20th, 21st, West End Park. It's a free event. It's the one that we will be attending, Malcolm X Grassroots Movement. Questions, comments on Malcolm X Day? It's got music. That's why I had to reset it. Any questions, comments on Malcolm X Day? Got one other update.
Yes, Brother Imhotep here.
Yes,
next year, I would like that we have a table there with the other tables as opposed to in addition to down there near the baseball field. But this would, the table closer to the other tables would be for a membership drive here, and we could have things to sell there at that table, flags, have Garvey newsletter there also. But it wouldn't hurt to have, you know, new members, and I think that would be a good effort to do. I would be willing to man the table and get other members to help man the table for those 2 days.
Okay.
Aziza said she'd be willing to volunteer also.
Okay.
Race first.
Race first. Thank you, Attorney Imhotep. Let me see, what was I gonna say? We got to look at it. I got to see what the cost of that is, because that's a vending expense. Last time we did vending, we didn't do very well financially, although we didn't have much products to provide. So I think it's a two-way street. We need to have the products to provide to be able to bring the funds back in, but we also need to be able to cover the initial funds. So where I'm going is, Attorney Imhotep, last time we spent funds to vend at an event, we lost funds. That doesn't mean that we don't need to do that ever again. We do need to do that, but we can't continue to lose funds consecutively. So we're trying to do the best of both, be present, but also minimize our expenses. And that's why we have taken the approach that we have. But I do agree with what you're saying, If we want to grow, we want to be more legitimate, more official. We need to be in the right places and you know, be able to be profitable in those spaces. Any questions, comments on Malcolm X Day? Okay. Last thing was shout out to brother Baruti and Walimu Baruti. He just had an event. Brother Kim Wardo, our second, excuse me. Brother Kim Wardo, our second vice president, had an event. Brother Baruti was there, but looking at including some of Brother Baruti's teachings in our program. Specifically his text, Iwa, about a warrior's character. But just a heads up, yeah, we would like to include some of his text, some of his teachings in our curriculum, and if possible, have him provide a lecture, or at the very least, we support the things that he's doing from an independent African centered school standpoint, as well as the other independent African schools. But just a heads up on those two things, just correction on Malcolm X Day. The 20th, most likely at the Shrine of the Black Madonna. Let me see, what is it? Yeah, Shrine of the Black Madonna until 8 p.m. Saturday only. And then the 21st, it'll be at the park. So, man, a Good Shepherd Community Church. I don't know what in the world. So that's all I really got. Those two things, those are the last two updates. And Walimu Baruti and the correction on Malcolm X Day. If nobody has any questions, we will close out. We can close out.
Brother Baruti spoke yesterday at the Abaka Tsum Tsum, and I believe they're having another program today. I didn't make it today, but it was an excellent program up in right here, not too far out of town, in Douglasville.
Okay.
At a location in the country, and a lot of Africans showed up, different organizations. I don't know whether you're aware of it or not, but I didn't see anyone from the UNIA there, or maybe I didn't.
Well, we and I specifically have to be better about spreading our seed. Not to say that we're saturated in Atlanta, but we know what to expect from our Atlanta group. We love the support of our Atlanta group, but we do need to expand and let other regions know that there is an active division of the UNIA, or they can help to create an active division of the UNIA. So, Brother Ormond, we got to get together. I need to know about that ahead of time, but I'm sure I have division members that have known about it, that should have told us. But those are the things, again, we need to be organized. We need to be in discussion. We need to know what's going on, where it's going on, and we need to be there. So thank you, Brother Ormond.
You're welcome. Grace first.
Grace first. Any other comments in closing? Let me stop sharing.
First.
Race first.
Race first, Brother John. Race first, Brother John.
Yes, sir. Dr. Shands, race first.
Brother John. Yes, okay. I just posted that paragraph I was telling you about being at the end of a meeting. If anyone interested, maybe could allow a few minutes just for them to read it and see what the case was. Maybe I get some help through networking in that kind of way. I don't know. I'm looking for this. Ain't no way to be a basket with a rat on top of it. No. And the program was relaxation and recreation, to help me keep my nerves calm. You know, I was only a client, and I was asked by another client showing that there was no supervision, but a dead rat they could pick up and take out of a outdoor shed full of bugs. Race first.
Race first, Dr. Shams. I'm not going to use this space for that. We can discuss this more offline, Dr. Shams. And as I said, we've got to get connected with our brothers and sisters in New York to be able to help you locally within that jurisdiction. So we can discuss this further offline and discuss the next steps. Any other?
Okay, brother John, race first. Race first. I appreciate that. Race first.
Yes, sir. Any other closing comments? All right. If everyone would please repeat after me, and we'll close out with the motto of the organization. One God.
One God.
One God.
One aim.
One
aim.
One aim.
One destiny.
One destiny.
Africa.
Africa.
For the Africans.
For
the Africans.
Africans.
Those at home.
Those at home.
And those abroad.
And those abroad.
Race first, family.
Race first.
Race first.
Race first.
See y'all in 2 weeks.
OTEP.
Peace.
Race first.